Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane.
Good morning. Svea is 7 weeks old. Yeah. She turned 7 weeks old yesterday. In the mornings, I've been coming down here to feed Svea for her first feed, I guess, of the day, and that's allowed me to do some computer work. I start by reading the Bible on my phone or listening to it on my phone first, though, and then I work on some updates, usually, for my online course, which is called the Present Mama Playbook. So that's what I was working on this morning some.
Hi, Mama.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, we had another woodpecker. That's a woodpecker. That's puffing. Possum and your possum, possum and your possum and your possum.
You had a good sleep?
Yeah.
Good. Oh, look, Svea's looking at you, Soren. Says good morning.
Oh, her hand is up.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Hi, couple.
Good morning, guys. Today is Tuesday, May 9th, and I decided to pick up the camera and bring you along with us for an entire day today. And I just wanted to do it not only to share what our life is like, of course, but just for our personal documentation purposes. It's so fun to look back on these daily vlogs and see what our life was like at that exact stage. We are currently at our apartment in the Twin Cities. We live here for about half of the year due to my husband's job, and then we will wrap up our time pretty soon here and head back down to our home in southern Minnesota, and we're really looking forward to that time too. There are pros and cons to wherever we live, and I've worked really hard to be content wherever we are at in the moment, and I have loved our time at the apartment, but I'm really looking forward to the end of next week or so when we'll be moving back down there. So I wanted to pick up the camera and really just document what our life looks like right now before we move and before things shift and look different again. So downstairs in the morning, I usually read the Bible on my phone or listen to it, and then I do some computer work. That's when I bring Svea down. She's our new baby who you haven't really met on vlogs yet. Svea comes down for her first feeding of the day with me, and we have that nice quiet time together, which I love. And then I come back up here. Right now, Sophie and Soren, the two older siblings now, they are downstairs playing with my husband right before he leaves for work. And I'm just up here to get ready for the day. And I've got Svea doing tummy time near me. And then we'll get going on our day, which today includes homeschool time and grocery pickup. Hi, honey. Good job. Svea is so strong. Real quick, I wanted to show you guys my earrings because it's been such a long time since I vlogged, and these are my new favorite earrings. I wear them basically every single day. They're just so practical and really versatile because they go with everything. So these are from, I think, Olive and Piper. I will link them below because I bought them online, and they are so fun. They have kind of a faux pearl and then a little bit of sparkle. It's a whole kind of neutral combination, and I just love them. I think they're really cute, really a fun neutral option to wear any day, and they still look kind of dressy. I just put Svea down for her morning nap. Well, one of her morning naps. She's pretty good about going to bed or falling asleep when she's just drowsy, so we'll see how that goes as I finish up getting ready. I have a new ring, a third ring here. Now for Svea, I have one for each of my kids' birthstones. The first two I bought from that company called Made by Mary, but Made by Mary actually stopped making those exact birthstone rings, and so I had to look for a very, very similar one, and I found it online on Etsy. So I will link that Etsy shop below in case you're looking for birthstone rings too. And like every single day I have my hair curling ribbon in. This is amazing. It's called the Sway, and I will link it below. I have 10% off for you if you would like, but it is a genius and very, very simple way to curl your hair. I do it every single day, like I said. It's just that easy for me, and I feel more put together with curled hair, so it's really fun. And then I just add a little bit of dry shampoo and brush it out a tiny bit. Not brush it all the way down, just kind of the upper half maybe. See, it's a super easy way to curl my hair. I do not want to stand in front of the bathroom mirror with a curling iron. I used to do that kind of thing a long time ago. Hi, Sophie. But I do not like spending that kind of time, so this is a lot faster. Hi, honey girl. Can you say hi?
Hey.
There goes Daddy's truck. I just saw Daddy leave for work. That's just a couple minutes, a few minutes, and she was asleep.
This is a set.
It's a whole set. Oh, cute. Hi, Yoki. She had named that one Yoki.
I'll get now the bag or that we could get milk.
Oh, yes. Pizza. The cat wants pizza. So much of the kids' day is spent doing imaginary pretend games. All right, we all got ready for our day. We're all dressed for our day. And we are going to have breakfast soon here. It's almost 9 o'clock. So, Sophie, how old are you now?
5.
You're 5.5 now. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy, guys? They've actually been watching videos with you. Our friends here on the camera have been watching videos ever since Sophie was very young, right? So
Maybe
that's really fun.
Maybe I was 2 or 1.
Yeah, I think you were
or
even
3.
Yep, all those ages. I think we have videos. Soren is helping himself to his special water cup. Soren, how old are you now?
3.
Yep, he's 3.
He's opening the fridge.
Yep, can you close the fridge now, buddy?
Okay, Mama.
Thank you. So we shoot to start school at 9 a.m. So hopefully we can get going soon after breakfast. But having a newborn adds a whole thing to the school routine. So we are definitely a little bit behind schedule, if you call it a schedule, in terms of starting school at 9 a.m. So I put you guys in the cupboard. That's something that my friend Blair Lamb does that I've seen. And it works really well, actually. You're in the pantry. I wanted to show you real quick this shirt that I got on Amazon. It came as part of, I think, a 3-pack. I know I have a black one, this dark gray, and a more bright red one. But it's a nursing t-shirt, and it's not overly pricey. It's the kind that I really like, where it doesn't have a distinct line horizontally. It just has kind of a side, I guess, opening here, but there's a side opening, and then you can lift up like another portion that's underneath. But I love that it's kind of ruched, if that's the right word. I just think it kind of adds some nice looseness, and it's pretty flattering in terms of this 7 weeks postpartum life. So just wanted to share that. I will link it below. I'm not trying to fill this video with links. I feel like I have a lot to share, a lot of updates, and I mean, we're postpartum now. I don't even know how much I vlogged. I don't think I vlogged while pregnant. I was technically pregnant during a vlog I did last summer when we were down at our house in southern Minnesota. So if you've seen a more recent vlog, I was pregnant. I was wearing a white shirt for that vlog, I think. I'm just remembering that I was pregnant and trying not to show it too much because we hadn't announced. But this is a really nice nursing shirt. So I just wanted to share about that. Like I was saying, we have school at 9 o'clock. We start homeschool around then. And if I keep standing here talking about how we're starting at 9 o'clock, we are not going to start at 9 o'clock. We're gonna have Cheerios for breakfast, and we usually we have this new routine that we started a little while back where we listen to the Jesus Storybook Bible as an audiobook while we're eating breakfast, and we listen to it on our Yodo player, which we love, and I actually have a whole video and blog post all about the Yodo player. But anyway, we are going to have breakfast, listen to our Bible. That way we make sure we're getting some Bible reading in if we start our day with that, and then we'll transition over to school time. We have a grocery pickup between 10:30 and 11 a.m. They're pretty flexible on that time window.
The beginning, a perfect home.
There once was a king with a great golden throne, the very best king that the world's ever known. Down. Do you hear
Yes.
Under?
Yeah.
Yeah. Svea is joining us for school today. Usually she's taking a morning nap, aren't you? Yep, not today. We're a little bit off of whatever schedule we've had. That's okay. Svea gets to hear things like reading and math. Yeah, she is almost smiling. So you can probably tell, but I'm not actually sharing with you every single moment of what we do for homeschool. If you would like a video like that, then let me know. Otherwise, we're just going to show you bits and pieces of what we're doing for today. Yes, Soren. More recently, Soren has started his preschool course book with The Good and the Beautiful. That's the company. And he has really been loving this one. He's done other preschool work earlier in the year, but they had a sale and I decided to get this, and bless you, and I felt like he was ready. All right, we are done with our school time for today. We have to do our grocery pickup, so it's time for me to change Svea and get her going. The kids are playing with Matchbox cars on the stairs here with the little tracks I got for Soren for Christmas, but I want us to get going because then we can do maybe a quick lunch like deli meat sandwiches and then get to a park before quiet time. That would be ideal because it's supposed to rain after quiet time, and I would love for us to get some outside time. Real quick, so this is the setup in our van. We have a new van, well, new to us, and it's really nice. We have WeatherTech, which is the rubber mats on the floor, which we absolutely love. Needs a little bit of vacuuming, but seriously, they are saving the floor of the van. And we've got Sophie in a seat in the back row. Soren is next to her, and they can kind of reach what they need in terms of cup holders or toys. And then Svea is here. I still need to find a little mirror thing to put on the back of that, or put on the headrest of that seat. But we really like having this area open because then I can just even crawl in here to buckle everyone, and then we can just load a lot more stuff right here in the left side. So we have that seat. It's a stow and go seat, so we have that seat tucked away. The trunk is decent sized, but this has been a good solution for us with 3 kids. Guys, this wagon is the best purchase for an apartment that I could recommend. I will link it below. It's just one of those big utility wagons, but I'll find our specific one. This one I got a couple years ago at least. Was it 2 or 3 years ago? But it helps so much with not only, I used to transport the kids a little in it, but it's especially perfect for unloading groceries and stuff like that. I literally do not know what I would do without this wagon.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight.
I'm out of breath because I just did 2 loads with the wagon because we had extra things like diapers and big boxes of pop and all sorts of things. But anyway, time to get these groceries unloaded. We're gonna make sandwiches and then hopefully head off to a park. Hopefully we will beat the rain. We're doing a fast groceries put away today. Usually I put everything away. I like to follow what is called the one-touch rule, where you immediately put something away where it belongs, where its home is. But today we're in a hurry to get to the park, and sometimes you sacrifice your rules just a tiny bit so that you can go do an excursion or an adventure. And then later today I will do some tidying up.
Found what we're looking for in life.
Well, we made it to a park. We just picked a park. I picked a park that was really close to our apartment. It's a simple one, maybe not my favorite one in the world, but I mean, it's still a sweet, great park. We just have a favorite one we like to go to that's like 10 minutes away, but I wanted one that was like 1 minute away because it just takes a long time for us to get ourselves out the door. Svea ate, I nursed her before we left, and I got all the groceries put away and made sandwiches. So then we are all set for some fun playtime at the park before it's time to go home for quiet time. So I made my own iced vanilla chai because I didn't want to spend $7 on a chai this size. I buy the Tazo, I guess it's called, chai tea concentrate. This is a decaf chai concentrate. I have vanilla syrup. Actually, I put oat milk in this. It's really, really good. I get this Chobani oat milk that's called extra creamy. Yes, here you go, buddy. Soren is a chai boy, he says, right? You love chai, just like Mama. And it's, I mean, it's just a decaf with oat milk, so it's really good with oat milk though. If you ever order it from Starbucks, it's just expensive, so we try to make it at home. Today I did turkey and Colby Jack sandwiches and one of these, we call them squeezy pouches in our family. They're just one of those applesauce or fruit pouches. One thing I like about this park is the spring peepers. So that's the sound of the frogs. You can hear frogs in the springtime. So the kids keep running over to have bites of their sandwiches. Oh, and there's a red-winged blackbird. I knew I heard one.
Things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
I need to start eating my lunch here pretty soon, otherwise I will forget to eat and it'll be time to go. But I've been working on reading a lot more lately. Even at the end of pregnancy, we were trying to read tons and tons of, we always read lots of children's books, but we tried to read even more. But now what we're doing is not only children's books and read-alouds with Bjorn, my husband, but I'm trying to read adult books myself and not just James Herriot books in the evenings before bed, because I love James Herriot, but I've been reading a lot more, I guess, nonfiction. Oh, thank you, Soren.
For you.
Oh, look at that. Thank you, buddy. What's that?
It's okay for you.
Oh, thank you, honey. That's so sweet. Thanks. They're beautiful. So anyway, what I wanted to do was replace my habit of scrolling on my phone. I'm going to be presented with a lot of flowers here, I think, which is very wonderful. Thank you. I do like it. I've been trying to read instead of scroll on my phone, basically. I've tried to buy some new books or find in my stacks of my own books from my own interests, just ones I haven't read yet or haven't finished, or ones I just want to underline in. So then when I'm sitting in a certain chair nursing Svea throughout the day, I try to be reading and underlining a book and learning something. I'm still definitely on social media throughout the day, and I do want to cut down on my time that I spend scrolling anyway, because it's the easy thing to do. It's just, it's so easy and it's addicting. That's how social media and our phones are made. They're made to be something that we just reach for all the time. But anyway, I really tried to replace the habit of scrolling certain times of the day with reading a book. And so I have read a couple really good ones lately. Habits of the Household, I think is what I just finished. I know it sounds funny when you don't remember the title of the book you just finished, but I loved it. I underlined so much. So I will try to link that below. Habits of the Household. Yeah. So now I'm reading this one. This is called The Read Aloud Family. And Sarah Mackenzie is the founder of something called Read Aloud Revival. And I think a lot of people I know follow her on Instagram. But it's not just a book proving that it's smart or good or fun to read aloud. She has a lot of practical examples, and I mean, I'm on page 53. Oh, you okay? This is a bookmark Soren painted for me, which is very sweet. He wanted it folded and he wanted me to make sure it said Mama. Really practical ways to prepare your kids for academic success and how to develop good character traits, you know, encourage those in your children based off of what books you pick to read aloud. And we have just found in our family, here I'll flip the camera around, we have just found in our family how much of a reset button books are for us. Even when I, as a mom, am feeling super grumpy or, you know, touched out and stuff, if we lean into those moments with our kids, not every single time, not 100% of the time, but if we lean into those moments and then just sit down with a good book, it makes a huge difference for connection, and it's such a reset button. It really helps give you a fresh, clean slate of relating to each other, and it helps kind of press pause on any fights or amongst the siblings or just annoyances, that kind of thing. So anyway, I've really loved reading myself lately, and it's been a really good habit during nursing.
We got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times.
Sweet little bumblebee. How are you doing, Svea K? I always call her Svea K. I never ever thought of that. Even when we named her Svea Kirsty, and her middle name starts with a K, we never played around with calling her Svea K, but it just seems like such a sweet little name. She's doing a good job, but we'll have to get going before too long here.
You and I can weather any storm.
All right, we are home from the park and the kids are in their separate rooms. The big kids are in their separate rooms upstairs for quiet time. I'm holding Miss Svea right now, but I wanted to show you what I mix up every day during a quiet time. This is called Element, I assume. This is the flavor watermelon salt. It is so good. It's like an electrolyte drink mix, and it's pretty salty. It's pretty sodium rich, and I like a high sodium kind of sports drink, that kind of taste. So this is super great for hydration. I love it, and I mix up a big thermos with about 4 cups of water, like ice water, every day, and I feel it really helps me to hydrate. I love this time of the day when I just get moments, or 60 minutes actually, of quiet time to just rest and not just have people talking to me or needing me or touching me or leaning on me. But I've got a little one right here who needs me, but it's kind of different when you have a newborn in a lot of ways. But I just wanted to sit down for a little bit and kind of share how life has been with baby Svea and how she is doing, how we're all doing. Svea is 7 weeks old. She turned 7 weeks yesterday, and she is so strong and she's growing wonderfully. She actually gained back her birth weight while in the hospital still, which is kind of remarkable, or at least I was surprised. I'm really grateful to be doing really well postpartum. I actually have a blog post all written up and saved already with Svea's birth story, and I am looking forward to sharing that at some point. But everything went really well. Everything also went really fast. So from the first contraction to her in my arms was 2 hours, and that was really intense. We knew it would probably go fast because Soren was born very fast and 10 days early. Now Svea was born 2 days late, so that made it a whole mental game, mental and physical endurance at the end there, when I just kind of expected her to come sooner, and then I was just so tired and chasing around, you know, the other two. But I'm just so thankful for how things went. I would kind of rather have the short and intense birth story anyway. And they were monitoring some extra bleeding and stuff after Svea was born, so I'm just really grateful to be at this point. Nothing was, you know, classified as a hemorrhage or anything, which is awesome. because that's scary stuff. But I am really glad to just be at this point where I feel like my energy is mostly back. And yeah, I am sleep deprived, but I'm not as horrifically sleep deprived as I could be. She's not eating even every 2 hours during the night. She often eats every 2 hours, you know, on and off throughout the day, and then it kind of increases in frequency as we get towards the evening, and I wonder if she's just kind of naturally banking up food for the night or something like that. Who knows? But I'm really grateful. We usually get up technically once throughout the night. If I go to bed like after 11 p.m., she, you know, if she gets around 10:30 or 11 p.m., and then it's usually something like 3 or 4 a.m. when I feed her, and then we're kind of up for the day around 6 or 6:30 or something like that. So it's been a really good kind of routine or rhythm, I guess you could say, we've fallen into. I physically am feeling good, kind of that tired that comes with having a newborn and just having these long full days of time at home with 3 kids. But she's been smiling more, which is such a gift to us. You know, it feels like such a reward almost as a parent when they start grinning back at you. So anyway, we are all doing well. My husband Bjorn has had really intense schedules ever since January when we move up here for part of the year every year. When I say up here, I'm gonna say that all the time. I mean the Twin Cities in Minnesota, and 2 hours south is where we have a house. And this is our apartment that I'm currently sitting in. And we live here from January through May. My husband he's a state representative for the Minnesota House, and when the legislative session is in session, we are here. So that's just our choice as a family, to keep our family together. I stay home with the kids and homeschool them. At least that's the plan for us year by year. Bjorn's schedule has been so crazy lately, and I mean, I'm married to an ambitious man. He's a very hard worker and he has multiple jobs, so I'm used to him having, you know, all these time commitments or needing to be places. Anyway, he has had some really long days and really late nights. Especially, there was a 2-week stretch there when he was leaving at 8 or 9 a.m. every morning and getting back after midnight. So they would be in session, the floor session, till midnight, and then he would drive home here to the apartment, which is about half an hour. So it was just kind of a hard stretch there. A lot of this crazy long day stuff has happened towards the end of pregnancy with Svea and then during her newborn days. And so a big prayer request or a prayer of mine was to just be ready and able to parent 3 kids and handle life with a newborn when Bjorn's not around. But the awesome thing about Bjorn's schedule is that when he is around, he's super around, if you know what I mean. He's such a present dad, and we love our family time. And that's a reminder I keep above our master bed here. I have this artwork piece that says, "Together is our favorite place to be." And I always remind myself of that, and I'm always glad to see that reminder every day. You know, if Bjorn's gone working long hours, or if I'm struggling with contentment here at the apartment, because an apartment living is a lot different than living in a house when you can just go outside to play on the play set or something like that. And I just remember that together is our favorite place to be. I wouldn't really say I'm struggling with contentment lately at all, but it's just such a good reminder, and we all have our moments in our days. I feel like Svea's head looks kind of long right now, and it doesn't really look like that as much in person, but she does have good cheeks in person. So there are just a lot of long days around here, and I am very grateful simultaneously to be doing well, because that goes hand in hand. I am so glad that I'm not struggling big time while Bjorn is gone during the day, and we fill our days with really good predictable routines and schedules, and then also fun outings and adventures. At least that's what I try to do. Look at this sweet face. In case you're wondering what quiet time is here, it's just a screen-free quiet time. It's not really nap time unless someone falls asleep anymore, but we have the kids in separate bedrooms. Sophie's in the master bedroom with our Yodo player to listen to audiobooks, and then she also likes to color, and then Soren gets some toys and stuff in his room, in the kids' room that they share, and then they have a visual timer and they're required to be in there for the full amount of time. It's usually 60 minutes. Sometimes I set their timers for less, and they each have a timer that they can kind of keep an eye on so they know when they can come back downstairs. We do have, I think you saw it this morning when the kids came downstairs, but we have a 2-level apartment here, which is so nice when it comes to making it feel like a home. I just love that. It gives me a little bit of separation too from like all the bedrooms and then like the kitchen and living area. I just really like that. I also talk more about how I manage quiet time in my online course, which is called the Present Mama Playbook, and it's a passion project of mine. It's something that I thought about for like 2 years before actually doing, and then it took like a year and a half to really get it off the ground. And I have been working on the Present Mama Playbook, a lot of updates for it, and hopefully some new exciting content for that course just when I can. So oftentimes during quiet time, but especially in those earlier morning hours when I'm sitting down here downstairs with Svea. So today I'm just sitting and chatting with you, but otherwise I would be probably doing some tidying up. Usually we tidy up before quiet time, but I just kind of left it today because I really wanted to get us outside, and it's actually pretty dark. That's why I've got the lamp on and stuff. It's looking like rain, so I'm really glad I got us outside for some gross motor movement today so that we're not running in circles around the couches. It's a little hard being in an apartment. It's not that tiny, but you know, kids love to be outside, and so I'm glad we worked that in. I think I might do a little bit of tidying up, open some mail, and Svea is actually looking awake. Are you talking? Yeah. Svea is a vertical cuddler a lot of the time. She likes like this kind of cuddling. She kind of gets frustrated if she's, well, maybe just with me. She just thinks it's time to eat if I hold her sideways. So we like to cuddle like this, and she loves snuggling on Bjorn's chest too. There's something special about cuddling with your daddy, huh? Yeah. Do you see yourself? She does, and she's fascinated. Funny. So fun. Kangaroo named Katie. L is a long, lean lion. See how they put it in red to help you see where the letter is. M is Mr. Miller, the mailman.
Hear the crickets, see the moon, side by side and through and through.
Sophie and Soren are downstairs now from quiet time, and Svea was getting sleepy, so she's all swaddled up and ready to have a little rest before supper time. I'm having Sophie do a little independent practice part that we didn't finish the other day. This wasn't from today's lesson. This was from a language arts lesson we did the other day, and so we're just finishing up some work while we have snack. It's getting darker and more dreary. I think it's really going to rain. And then I just have a few other worksheets like this that I like to have on hand for when we want to do a little extra work to re-emphasize what we've learned in our course books. So
Cutie patootie.
yeah, cutie patootie. Soren just worked on one of the extra Unit 1 practice sheets that comes with his preschool curriculum. That was pretty fun. We're doing a bit of coloring on some butcher paper this afternoon.
Hello, I'm Arnold Lobel. I wrote the stories and drew the pictures for my book. Here are 5
Looks great,
stories
buddy.
about a very special...
And we're listening to Frog and Toad. This is one of my very favorite Yodo cards that we have for our Yodo player.
Toad spent a lot of time.
Bjorn says he's going to be home soon, and I just wanted to hop on here and mention I don't show him in videos a lot just because he's not a big video person, and that's just how it goes. I know a lot of people's husbands aren't super into all the documenting life, all these photos and videos, so in case he seems absent, even though you realize, you know, you might hear him or that he's home, it's just because he's not super into being on screen necessarily. Just thought I would explain that because I sometimes wonder when I watch other people's videos what the husband is up to, and my husband, it sounds like, is on his way home and is maybe not going to be in the video. He didn't say anything about this. I just do this he never has requested really, but I just do this out of respect for him. So Bjorn just got home from work a little bit ago, and we are having curried couscous for supper, which I made yesterday. This is such a good recipe. So it's so bright yellow because there's turmeric and some curry powder in it. Not a big deal spice-wise at all. The kids actually love it. And then there's dried currants in it, and grated carrots and almonds and parsley, and just all sorts of good spices. And then we've got a marinated chicken breast, which was on sale at Hy-Vee the other day at our grocery store. It was so good yesterday, and I'm excited for the leftovers today. I can either link the recipe below or somehow share it with you if you comment that you'd like the recipe. It's a recipe my mom hand wrote. So we are starting to clean up after supper. We usually turn on music loud. I will not be subjecting you to that, but we are going to play music as we are cleaning up the whole living room area. I usually load the dishwasher and give the kids jobs to do, and then I join them in the living room. Okay, so this might sound silly, but something I look forward to every night is my Spindrift, which is just a flavored sparkling water. It's flavored with real squeezed fruit, and no matter what other sparkling waters I've tried, this flavor, well, any flavor of Spindrift, this has just always been the best. It is so fun. It's my special treat in the evenings. What I've started doing lately is adding a splash of coconut water for some extra hydration and just plain extra fun to my Spindrift at night with maybe an ice cube or two. And what I do is I save just a little bit of this Element hydration drink that I have every day during quiet time, and I actually just add in a little bit extra of that. So it's like my fun little drink mix. But regardless, if I have a Spindrift at night, it's just a fun part of the evening. One of my favorite parts of the evening also is my skincare routine, and some of this is dry shampoo actually and other stuff obviously, but my skincare routine is Beauty Counter. It's their anti-aging regimen, which is called Counter Time, and I love it so much. It's just a really great ritual or rhythm to do every night, and I use some of these products in the morning as well. So that's just something I look forward to. These are pricey, but they also last a really long time. I also have a blog post saved in my drafts, so it's not live yet on my blog, but it's all about my skincare routine, exactly what I use, as well as my makeup products. And I hope to get that live on my site pretty soon. It's all done. I just have different posts planned for the future. And yeah, so you can head over to my blog, or my blog is linked below in the description box. Well, I think it is time for me to sign off here and say goodnight. It's been a good day, a long day. What we ended up doing after cleanup time is going straight to baths and bedtime, and although I would love to show you how all of that goes or went, just for the kids' privacy, and then also the logistics just didn't allow for good filming tonight. That is totally fine. And yeah, basically what we do is we don't do a bath every single night, but we, of course, the kids have, like, they brush their teeth and do other things like that, but then we have a prayer that is called the Head to Toe Bedtime Prayer, and that's something that I use that Jessie Martin suggested. So if you follow Jessie Martin on Instagram, that's a prayer that she had suggested. I actually typed up the prayer that she had on her Instagram, like, as a post, and I printed it out so I can read that every night. So that's been really fun, doing the head to toe prayer. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the evening sitting with Bjorn, watching a show, talking with him, nursing Svea again, and having my little Spindrift drink that I showed you a second ago. I'm so glad you're here. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed it. I hope to do more videos, especially about homeschooling in the future, so be sure to follow along for that. Regardless of if you're a homeschooling parent, I love recommending good books and just other strategies and things you can do with your kids. Be sure to check out my course. My online course is called The Present Mama Playbook, and I will link that, or the waitlist to that, below. So again, thank you so much for being here. Hope you're having a great day wherever you're at, and I will see you in my next one.